Hello and welcome to this tutorial. So in the previous tutorial we got our dataset for this section, that is the dataset we're using to learn how to preprocess any data when we make a machine learning model. And now we're ready to start the data preprocessing steps, and the first step is to know how to import the libraries. Okay, so we're going to split this tutorial in two parts, the first part in Python and the second part in R. So let's start with Python. So I'm going to jump here to Python. So here I created a new file on Python that I called data preprocessing template because we're starting to build our template. And here is the first step, importing the libraries. Okay, so what is a library? A library is a tool that you can use to make a specific job. And what's so cool about this is that you just have to give some inputs, then the library will do the job for you, and it will return some outputs that is exactly what you are looking for. So that's really cool and useful, and we are going to mostly use libraries during this course to make our machine learning models the most efficient as possible. Okay, so we're going to use many libraries during the course to make our machine learning models, but there are three essential libraries that we are going to use every time. So the first step of our data preprocessing template is to actually import these three essential libraries so that we don't have to take care of that later. Okay, so let's import the first one. The first one is NumPy. And to import a library in Python, you have to type import NumPy. So that's the name of the library. And then you can make a shortcut to use it faster when you use it in your code later. And to use the shortcut, you add as np. Okay, so the name of the library is NumPy and the name of the shortcut is np. Okay, and now what is this NumPy library? So this NumPy library is a library that contains mathematical tools, and basically this is the library that we need to include any types of mathematics in our code. And since of course machine learning models are based on mathematics, then we will absolutely need NumPy from time to time to do them, but not all the time, you'll see. Okay, so that's the first library, and now let's import the second library, which is really essential, and it's called matplotlib. So that's the name of the library. And actually, in this library, we're going to import a sub-library, which is pyplot. Okay. And as a shortcut name, we're going to use plt. Okay, plt. So what is this matplotlib.pyplot? So as you probably guessed, this library is a library that is going to help us plot nice charts. Really, anytime you want to plot something in Python, you use matplotlib. It contains very intuitive and useful tools, and you're going to see why later in this course. Okay, so that's for the two first libraries. And now the last library that we need is the pandas library. So let's import it, and I'll just explain what it does. Import pandas as PD. All right, so PD is the name of the shortcut for this library. So the pandas library is really the best library to import datasets and manage datasets. So you're going to see that it's really intuitive as well, and we're going to use Panda most of the time to import our datasets, and we will sometimes use it to manage them. So I'll show you later in this course. And now all we need to do is to select this block of code and press Command and Control plus Enter to execute. Done. Here, as you can see in the console, the three libraries are imported. And that's it for Python. These are the three essential libraries that we need. So now we will jump to R, and you're going to see that it's very quick in R because actually we won't need to import any library. Okay, so here we are on R, and so as I just said, here we don't need to import the libraries because as you can see, the library are here in the packages tab, and here is the list of all the libraries. So we might have a different list because I installed a lot of packages before, and if you started R for the first time, you might not have some libraries that are here. For example, I know that lmstatlearn, I installed it, so you might not have it, but it's normal. We will install it later in this course. So these are all the libraries, and all the essential libraries that we mostly need are selected by default. So here on R, we don't need to import any libraries. However, later in this course, we will use some specific libraries that complete a specific job, and I'll show you how to install them and include them in your code, that is to activate them but we are not here yet, and so far we have everything we need. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Now you know how to import libraries in Python and know where your libraries are in R. So that's the first useful thing to know, and now we're ready to move to the next step, which will be to import our dataset. So I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial, and until then, enjoy machine learning!